How's everybody doing? Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Jordan, and I'm working on race cars. If you've come back, you've been following along with the video series, I appreciate you. And if you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends, comment, do whatever. It all helps me out a ton. So, pivoting this week a little bit. In the previous video, if you haven't seen it down there, started tearing into the two-seat turbo car after NorCal Stampede. Still working on that car. Still got a transmission out on the bench. That's a story for another day. This week, starting prep on the four-seat turbo car. This car last race in the Toyo Tires Desert Challenge at King of the Hammers. Had a few issues in that race, and it was just seemed like one thing after another. So we're going to try to find out why. First project I'm working on today is doing some stuff with the fuel cell. We swapped fuel cells in this car before King of the Hammers, and we were having what we believe was a fuel delivery issue. So what I'm going to do today is do some switcheroo on some parts, and we're going to go out and test this thing and see if that was the cause. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to take this top plate off the fuel cell that houses the fuel pump with the auxiliary pump, and I'm going to remove this whole plate, fill neck and everything. And I have this other fuel cell that came from Micah and the SMC race team. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a swap of just the top plates. That's a different fuel pump and external fuel pump setup. A little bit different. A system we know that works. So I'm going to make the swap, and we're going to test the car with that on it. So, time to start tearing it apart. Well, guys, I did it again. To me, it's tomorrow. For you in this video, it's like 40 seconds. I forgot to turn the camera on yesterday. So when I started filming for this video, the four-seat turbo car was still on the ground, still had all its components on it. And I was messing with fuel cell. And we temporaried a external pump, went and took it around the block a few times, drove it down to the old car wash, gave it a good rinse, and got it back here in the shop to start tearing it down and changing some things that needed changed. And I didn't turn the camera on. So you didn't get to see the front of this car come apart. So I'll explain to you what we're doing. Bill and I yesterday got the whole front suspension off the car, front diff pulled, because we need to replace the steering rack, which is not the most convenient thing to get to. And I had this whole plan to show you how to do that. But anyway, so the front of the car is apart. So what I'm going to start on this morning is I have the front diff out of the car, and I'm going to change the fluid on the bench because it's easier that way, and start putting the steering rack back in. So let's go. All right, guys. So one of the critical things of race prep is anytime you take any part of the vehicle apart, it's critical to inspect all the components, things that are difficult to get to when everything's assembled. And what I was inspecting now is you have your front sway bar, stabilizer bar, whatever you want to call it. And they have these plastic bushings, and you can see right there, there's a crack in that bushing, and there's a lot of play in it. So even without that crack in the bushing, the bushings needed replaced anyway because of the amount of play in them. So what I'm going to do right now is I had to order the sway bar bushings. So I'm going to get it disassembled, get everything cleaned up in there, and keep going on inspecting the chassis. So over the last couple of days, got a ton done on the 4-seat turbo car. Got the front torn down, getting it ready for new steering rack, all new hardware on the front end. Just going through, freshened up the front differential. Got the back end completely torn down suspension-wise. Went through it, checked everything out. New hardware, new rear sway bar, all that's bolted up, torqued on. The back end suspension is ready to go. Found a couple things in the drivetrain side of things, got those buttoned up as well. Prep's rolling on. This car is a few hours away from being ready to go racing again. Goal is to do a whole bunch of testing. We're ahead of schedule for the first time in a long time. So the goal is to do a bunch of testing, try a couple things, see how everything's working. Everything's dialed in the way we want it to be. That's the purpose of testing, is to go out, find out what we don't like, find out what we do like. So that's coming up once we get the front end of the car back together. Currently waiting on some parts for that we had to order. But overall, prep on the 4-seat turbo car going really, really well. So with that, that's probably all the time I'm going to spend in the shop this week, because I'm doing something really cool over the next couple of days. Once a year, Mr. Ben Burke, I'll tag him down below, hosts an event every year called the Feeder 500. It is a race, some drag racing and oval racing for snowmobiles. And you might be looking at me in shorts and a t-shirt going, snowmobiles? Yes, snowmobiles. If you didn't know, even if you're not familiar with Reno, less than an hour away are the Sierra Nevada mountains. Still a ton of snow up there this early in April, mid-April, whenever we are. So this weekend, I'm going out to help him work his Feeder 500 event. So let's go to that. guys, out here at the Feeder 500 with Ben Burke. How you doing, Ben?
Doing great. Had an awesome event. Just finished it up.
So Ben holds this event every year, Feeder 500. Awesome event this year. I can't thank Ben enough for allowing me to be a part of it. Most of you know I'm not a snowmobile guy, never really have been, but this was one of the coolest experiences I got to be a part of. And men's points champion too. Guy that runs it, taking one of the crowns home. So that's all I've got for you guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.